Hey y'all, welcome back. Episode 30 of season 2. Kevin, what number is this in total?
81.
81. I thought it was,
81.
no, it's 82, isn't it?
Hold on. According to this, oh my God, yeah, because we didn't put in last week's. This is
Oh,
episode 82.
are you going off of the spreadsheet? Yeah,
Yeah,
I
well,
haven't
yeah,
updated the
because
spreadsheet. Whoops.
82, because that was last week was 81 with Chris and Andrew, and 82. That's awesome out here.
Yeah, I gotta update that spreadsheet. I gotta do that. Whoops.
Wait,
But
before we keep going, we want to give one of our favorite guests, our favorite Duke Blue Devil, wish him a happy birthday. Cyrus, happy birthday, sir. We got to have you back on soon to talk about the NBA. And yeah, I just need to make sure I got that out there.
yeah, happy birthday, Cyrus. When you see this, it's probably gonna be late, but hey, at least we wish you a happy birthday at some point, right?
That is very, very true. I texted him at least.
Well, you sent the text like late last night, and I was like, I'm going to bed, so I will do it later.
You'll get him the next week.
Yeah, I'll get him next time. But yeah, I'll just put it on my phone. Get him next year. All right. So tonight, guys, there's no special guest. There's no anything else. We are legit just diving into the craziness of all the sports that's going on right now. Like behind me, they're showing
Mhm.
the highlights from the Lakers Warriors game last night. Most likely, we are going to be recording during the Celtics game. I'm going to be half paying attention to what's going on, just to be completely honest. So I'm going to have the game on. And I need the Celtics to win because they looked like dog shit the other night. Even though they
Yeah,
only
they
lost by like
definitely
4 or 5 points, it was not a good game. But we'll get into that all. First, we're going to stay with our normal ways of weekly sports update. I thought this was the coolest thing out of all the sports updates that we got on this list, Kevin. The Las Vegas Aces have their own facility.
yeah. I saw the little virtual tour they did. That's incredible. And I'm honestly shocked that none of them have had their own facility for a while. I mean, I guess it kind of made sense that, because some of them, have a featured NBA team that they use the NBA facility, but for the fact that this is going to be the first one and this comes off of an awesome championship run they had last year, it's
Mm-hmm.
super well deserved.
I thought it was phenomenal. Candace Parker's quote, I've never had my own locker
Yeah.
ever
Crazy.
since being part of the WNBA. To now have my own locker is unreal. I love that. It is, like you
Yeah.
mentioned, no, really, there's only one or two. Oh no, the Sky play in Chicago in the same arena. So you have what, 3 or 4 teams that share a facility, correct? Like the Phoenix teams share facility.
Phoenix shares, I
New York,
know New York shares with Brooklyn now,
yep.
but they use the Brooklyn facilities. Previously, the Knicks, they used to do when they used to do MSG.
Then you
Um,
have Chicago.
I don't think they use the Bulls facilities.
Do the Mystics use the Wizards? Because I would feel like they would.
I would feel like the Wizards and the Mystics may. I feel like the Bulls and the Sky don't for whatever reason. Um, and maybe the Atlanta team does, but yeah, I really, maybe I should have done more research, but maybe most of them don't partner with their NBA counterparts.
All right, so here's five WNBA teams have direct NBA counterparts and normally play in the same arena. Wow, we totally missed one that plays with 2 different teams, technically. Indiana
Yeah,
Fever,
yep, LA, right?
LA, the Mystic, the Lynx, the Liberty, and the Mercury. So the rest have their own facility or their own place where they play. Um,
Mm.
and like majority of us probably know, they're not always the best looking facilities. It's kind of like the G League. Um, So I love the fact that the Aces got their own facility. I hope this is a stepping point or a step in the right direction for the rest of the WNBA, where these women are getting their own facilities and they're not having to basically take everything that they own in and out of the facilities every single time they go somewhere. So hats off to the Aces for that. I love it. I think it's going to be phenomenal. Like Kevin mentioned, the virtual tour is sick. So if you haven't watched it, watch it.
I think one of my favorite things is that they even have a shop in the store. So I'm curious, is this practice facility like, are they going to allow tours for like fans? Is it open on a regular basis? Because I mean, if you have a team shop in there, I'm assuming you're going to have it open for fans if they come by. But I thought that was something that was cool and that was something that's different.
I definitely think you're going to have the ability to do tours, especially for like season ticket holders or
Yeah.
for potential season ticket holders that you want to bring in. That because from my day working in ticket sales, that was the biggest draw was let's bring you in, maybe sit in on a practice. So you got that going. I bet that's how they'll do it. So continuing though with basketball, Mr. Joel Embiid finally won his first MVP. I would have to say this is like 2-3 years too late. I think he deserved it a long time ago, but happy for the man. Definitely a good individual to be a part of the NBA for sure.
Yeah, I don't really have any comments. I kind of agree with you on that sense because I thought he probably should have had it last year, but they gave, the Joker another one. But I almost think it's like they kind of ran out of people to give it to. It's like, could you give it to Giannis again? You gave it Joker already. Oh, who haven't we given that? Oh, yeah, you know what? MB looks like he did all right. Let's just give it to him because I feel like in the previous years, I feel like he had better numbers than what he has now. But hey,
He
shout out to
definitely
him.
he definitely had better numbers, but at the same time, um, I think a lot of voters got to the point of what has Jokic or Giannis done to improve upon their MVP statuses.
Mm-hmm.
No offense, I don't think they have. They're phenomenal basketball players in their own right, but they're not really going to take that next step even further. But that's what my thoughts are. Some other news that's not sports related. Well, technically it's sports related because of his brother, but they finally arrested Jackson Mahomes on assault and sexual battery charges this morning or late last night. So there's that.
Yeah. Next.
Next. All right. I think this one's fun. Nico Sparks and Snoop Dogg are putting in a bid to buy the Ottawa Senators.
I don't know what Snoop Dogg like has with Canada or is interested in. I saw that I'm like, why?
So
But then again, it's Snoop Dogg, and if Snoop Dogg likes it, I will accept it.
they interviewed him about this. I saw the interview yesterday. I thought I sent it to you guys, to you and Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
But basically he said he's been watching hockey for 30 plus years.
I
He
believe
loves
it. He's a
he
huge sports fan, Snoop.
he loves hockey and he loves the simple fact that he's starting to see more people or more players his skin color out on the ice. So he loves it. He's like, we got great you got great playoffs going on with the NBA and this and that and the NHL. He goes, in Canada, hockey is everything. That's the it's technically not even the national sport of Canada, lacrosse is. But they love their hockey. We all know that. They basically said he wants to be able to be a part of an ownership group where they'd be the first black owners in
That would
the
be
NHL
incredible.
history. And Snoop said he already has a plan to create a hockey program. Snoop's program. It's like Snoop's hockey or whatever it's going to be called, and it's meant to help kids of African American descent, Black individuals, or different races. Let's just put it that way. I don't want to sound horrible on this and get canceled and get yelled at, but different races to be able to have the opportunity to go play hockey instead of just playing basketball or baseball or some other sport. I think that's amazing. I love every little bit of it.
Yeah, love Snoop Dogg. And I have a short story. I just think Snoop is just the truest of professionals. So if you remember WrestleMania that just passed, I don't know if I ever told you this story, if you ever heard about this. So Snoop Dogg at this year's recent WrestleMania, he was in a segment in which he was with the wrestler The Miz, and Shane McMahon came out as a surprise wrestler for The Miz. During the match, Shane McMahon completely tore his knee right in
Ooh.
the beginning of the match. And literally, Snoop Dogg, as the truest professional he is, literally stepped in and they improvised a finish for the match.
Oh my
Where
God.
literally he's like on the mic, he's throwing punches at the Miz. The ref told him to go ahead and go do a people's elbow and to count to 3, and they ended the segment so that they can get Shane McMahon the hell out of there, since he like pretty much tore his. He actually, it ended up being a torn quad, torn both his
Oh,
quads.
ow,
Yeah,
ow, ow,
it's
ow.
crazy.
I do love
Um,
that.
but shout out to Snoop Dogg. Now he's getting involved in hockey, because I know I watched his he had a program that he did for football.
He still
So
has
like
it. Yeah, he still
I think
has
he still
that.
does it. Yeah, like there was even like a little show on it where like the goal was to reach like Snoop's championship
Yeah, and then
with the little kids.
um who was it? There's a few players that played at Oregon that were actually part of his program.
D'Anthony Thomas.
Yes, I couldn't remember if it was D'Anthony Thomas. I'm like, that's making me feel really old.
D'Anthony
If
Thomas was that dude at Oregon. If anybody watched Oregon during that time of the mid 2000s, early 2010s when we were in school, D'Anthony Thomas was that dude.
he was the Tavon Austin of Oregon,
Yeah.
just probably a slight bit
Go
faster and a little
all
bit
the
smaller.
kids, all the kids just go YouTube D'Anthony Thomas Oregon highlights and just enjoy.
All right.
And who's winning?
It hasn't started yet. The game starts at 8, but Embiid
All
is
right.
out there warming up.
Amazing.
So good for him. I
Mm-hmm.
hope. I don't think Harden will have the same game now that Embiid's going to be back, but as long as the Celtics win, I'm okay with it. They just need to win. If they go down 2-0, not a good sign. But we will talk about that. We have a bunch of stuff to talk about. Another thing with ownership, looks like JJ Watt and his wife have become minority owners of Burnley Football Club, which is going to be moving into the Premier League next season. So in a couple of months, they'll be part of a Premier League soccer team, football team.
Oh,
So
nice.
congratulations, you guys. I guess JJ Watt's been a little bored since retirement started. So
I mean, need something to do. Might as well just, run a team. I dig it.
I I was talking to my buddy months ago when the lottery was what $1 billion or more. Um, and we were talking about it. I was like, if I won, I'd get a sports team. And then you have to figure out the sports teams you could buy. And I'm like, oh, those are god awful teams. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh no, like, ooh, I don't know if I would do that. Maybe not.
you would probably have to take like a team like the shittiest team
The
and
Ottawa
like,
the Ottawa Senators was one of them. No offense to Snoop
oh,
Dogg and
who are the others?
um I want to say the Timberwolves were part of the list. Um
I mean, do you really
the
want to go to
A's,
Minnesota?
the
Oh yeah, the A's has
Athletics,
got to be really bad.
and there was the Florida Panthers.
For the hockey?
Yeah, for hockey. They just beat the
Okay.
Bruins, so yeah. But yeah, that was the big stuff. Um, but let's talk about West Virginia. There's been a lot of stuff going on West Virginia wise as of
Lots.
the past couple weeks. or past week since we spoke. Let's start off with the baseball team. We might be a baseball school going
We
forward.
might be a baseball school.
We are
Crazy.
we're ranked number 12 in the nation.
I don't think I've ever seen us ranked that high in a very long time in anything. So that's like super, super special.
I'm like, cool. I think Texas Tech is the only team better than us in the Big 12.
Yeah. You know, Texas has Texas money. But shout out to the series, that baseball team, you know, I do. I don't know if you remember back in school where they played on that shitty field that was behind the Coliseum and
Dude, that
behind the Shell building.
that field
And,
was god awful.
yeah, and now that after like when we left, they moved into that beautiful park that they share with the West Virginia Black Bears, and it's they're living it. They're absolutely living it. So I'm excited for the baseball team. I try to keep up as much as I can. Coach Maisie has done an incredible job
Yep.
recruiting the team and getting the team to buy in. And even their family, like they love West Virginia. Both, I think the wife works as like part of the Country Road Trust interviewing players. So, you know, just shout out to the baseball team for putting us on the map. I need a baseball jersey now.
Yeah. Nike, West Virginia, y'all need to start selling these
Anyone.
baseball jerseys because they are actually fire.
Yeah.
And I won't lie, they are better than the football jerseys, in my opinion. And I can wear it all the
Probably could
time.
look better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a summer jersey, bro. Like I walk around with my shirt, it unbuttoned a little bit, be a little comfortable.
Hmm.
So y'all start producing these because you got a fan base that'll buy everything that you make. So Huggins has already said that. You make something that has West Virginia on it that says Nike or just has the Flying Dub V, it is sold out. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So, biggest surprise I would have to say is Jimmy Bell and Mathis both entering the transfer portal. Mathis was a big surprise for the running backs, but like you and I discussed, not as surprising because Donaldson and the other younger running backs in the running back
Yeah.
group.
Jalen Anderson and Justin Anderson, I believe, are their names.
Mm-hmm. And they
Both of
showed up
them.
in the OK State game.
Yeah.
So
He wants
I'm
a bigger role on a team. You know, he's just not gonna get it with us.
mm-mm.
So yeah. I'm sorry. I think I messed it. It's there's Justin Anderson and then Justin Johnson. He's the
Yes.
smaller one.
Yeah. But they
So
both are physical freaks of just they like to power through people.
well, yeah, yeah. I mean, Donaldson is 6'2". I don't think we've ever had a running back that big ever. And then Johnson is the speedy one, and
Yeah.
then Anderson is the in between where he can go through you and go right past you.
Yeah. I remember the OK State game last year, and it was because it was all rain. Like there was no way we were throwing the ball. And they just kept giving it to the running backs. I'm pretty sure Anderson had two 60-yard plus for touchdown runs in that game. And
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong, but he at least had one. And it was unreal because he just powered through Oklahoma State.
Yes.
And we had him beat Oklahoma State in I don't know how many tries. So
So many. It's been a while, so that was a good win.
game has started. And the 76ers have the ball first. Oh, we're keeping a small lineup to start.
Who's in the lineup for the Celtics?
So it's Horford, Brown, White, Smart, and Tatum. I thought Rob Williams would start because Embiid is starting.
Mm, maybe they want to keep him as long as possible on the bench so he doesn't get in foul trouble early.
Well, he's also coming back from tough injuries all like last year and coming back from injuries this year a little bit. So I know they want to keep him fresh for a long run. So, but I think it's a combination of both what you said of foul trouble and health. But Jimmy Bell, let's talk about that real quick. He entered the portal in the for football and basketball.
Yeah.
So he can go play either spot, and I'm pretty sure he has 2 years of eligibility left for football and 1 year for basketball.
Something like that. It's weird. It's super confusing.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
But at the same time, Jimmy Bell, hell of a story. We talked about that. Like, he lost like over like 40 pounds during the offseason to get in shape for basketball because he was overweight. In the beginning of the year, he was playing great. He started every game for most of the games. Correct me if I'm wrong, Merritt. He started most of the games for basketball, but
He started every game.
yeah, but he just didn't produce as many results. Like, there'd be
Yeah,
days he comes up with like 2 rebounds, 3 rebounds, and you're the biggest guy on the floor.
they
That's like
show
kind of unacceptable.
they showed his stat line before he transferred, and he was averaging like a double double.
Yeah.
He comes to West Virginia. He averaged like 5 and 7.
Yeah, 5 and 7, and like that's just not gonna cut it in the Big 12. Like, you're a
Yeah,
big guy, you need to get those rebounds. So I feel it sucks, but at the same time, we have a scholarship number we gotta reach. Um, you
yeah, and
know,
we filled
we
it.
had to. Yeah, we filled it. We filled his spot. Like, Jesse Edwards from Syracuse is taller than him, and
And can shoot.
yup, and he has experience and be able to have the ability to rebound, 10 plus. So
Well, the
wish
nice,
Jimmy Bell, luck wherever he
yeah.
goes. But
I, I
yeah,
hope
I'm
he
excited for West Virginia basketball.
I hope he lands somewhere that he can be successful. But talking about basketball, still we got one of the best Raekwon battles. I think he's a point guard or shooting guard.
Yeah, Raekwon Battle from Montana State. He
But
averaged 17 points per game.
he went somewhere else
Um,
before he was at Montana State, right?
I believe so. He went somewhere JUCO before he went to Montana State, but apparently the guy is a bucket. Um, Now I don't mean to be negative Nancy here, but again, yeah, 17 points per game, got him to an NCAA tournament game. Um, but again, you played at Montana State. I just, I want to know how that 17 points is going to translate to Big 12 play. Are you going
Well, they lost to Kansas State,
to, okay. Do we
and he
know
put
how
up
much he put?
27,
Hey, yo,
and
okay.
they lost by 12.
Which is not terrible for a team like that. So, hey, I'm loving all the stuff that we've had for basketball. I wish we had these type of
Ah,
moves for football. Go ahead. You looks like you found something important.
so he started his career at Washington, University of
Oh,
Washington. He
okay.
went there for 2 years, um, and then transferred to Montana State. His first year at Montana State, he did not start any games. He was on the bench. He came in and played 17 minutes a game, averaged 8.5 points a game.
Okay.
He went from averaging 8.5 points to being a starter full time, playing 30 plus minutes a game,
And 17 plus.
17 points.
It's pretty legit.
Let's see what he can bring, because
Yeah,
we have
I agree.
brought on not just him, but Jose Perez. We also have the other transfer from Manhattan coming in as well.
Omar Silverio. Yep.
So you have guys that are buckets.
Yeah, so he
Where
don't
does
need to
he
average
fit?
17.
Where does he fit?
Well,
Is he a starter? Because I think your Jose Perez is 100% your starting is starting.
so I saw like the projected starting lineups that everybody's been doing. So like I've watched like the guys on Country Roads Confidential, even the voice of Motown has them this kind of as a lineup, and I think his name is Mike Astley, works for like the West Virginia Now, whatever it is. But the projected lineup is supposed to be you have Jose Perez at the 1, Kerr Kriisa at the 2, or flip flopped. Raekwon Battles comes in as like a third guard. Trey Mitchell is your 4, and
Mm-hmm.
then Jesse Edwards comes in at the 5.
Yeah.
And that has been what is projected as their starting lineup, which is kind of crazy. And just to think about, you still have Joe Toussaint that comes off the bench. James Okonkwo will be able to relieve. The big guys, same with Mohamed Wagi when he gets healthy.
I just think you have Kirk Rissa, who will come off the bench. You have Kobe Johnson. We've got to get deeper at
Seth
the
Wilson.
Yeah, you've got to get deeper at this forwards though, because right now it looks like it's only 3 forwards, and you lose Jimmy Bell, so you have Okonkwo and Muhammad Wagu.
Yeah, so you have Mohamed Wagyu who's gonna, help relieve Jesse.
Oh yeah, and then you have
Uh,
Jesse.
and then James would relieve Trey. And then the place that gets iffy is you have guys like Kobe Johnson, he's a tweener. You have
Mm-hmm.
Seth Wilson. Is he even going to be able to play with Jose and Omar? That's the question, because and then you still have guys like Pat Sumnick that's still there, who's a wingman, and Josiah Harris, who played pretty well in spurts. So they're gonna literally fight each other for playing time.
Hey, you know what?
But at
I'm
the
okay with
same,
that.
yeah, but exactly. So, I think I listened to a couple Jay Kuntz, shout out to Jay Kuntz, who is their director of recruiting. He talked about the glaring thing that we were missing last year was depth.
Mm-hmm.
And we're
Yeah.
getting depth. And I shudder to think that we're done, but I still think we're gonna lose. Somebody's not gonna be on this team who we talked about, and a new person's gonna come in. I
Oh
just
yeah.
don't know who.
Well, it's crazy to think like, yeah, I sent that thing over to you guys earlier. So many college for football, so many kids transfer in and out of schools. No
Yeah.
one's close to Colorado with 57 at this
Mm-hmm.
point. But we were like saying how it sucks because we're seeing so many guys from West Virginia transfer out. We're not even like one of the worst schools.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, oh, we had like 15 guys, probably 20 guys, somewhere in that range transfer out. No, no, no. The lowest that they had on that list was like 24, 22. I'm like, oh, we weren't there. That's not us. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
We don't usually win in the transfer portal for football. We kind of did this year. We're getting some good transfers in for the wide receiver and Jalen Ellis. We also got the D end from Florida coming up to us.
DN from Florida.
I think he's from Florida.
What's his name?
Tyron Bradley.
I think that dude is from Texas because he went
No,
to Abilene Christian.
I saw he was SEC.
Hold on. What's his name?
All right, hold on. I'm gonna look it up. Let me see.
Tywin.
Tyron Bradley.
Sorry, everyone. We're all trying to figure this out. Tywin Bradley.
Yeah, he did go to Abilene Christian. You are correct about that. But I did
His
see
first school is, you're correct, was Florida.
was Florida. Okay.
So yeah, he originally, well, I guess he went from Florida down and then transferred to Abilene Christian, uh, and then went back up. So he's one of those, I guess, maybe he didn't like playing where he was or where his status was, for, at Florida, transferred to get more playing time, and then
Hey, I'm
yeah,
okay with it. But to my point, West Virginia seems to usually lose when it comes to football transfers, right? I think this year we're doing okay. I think we're in an iffy okay spot. The
yeah, I
basketball
think.
team is the
Mm-hmm.
best team to get any type of transfer. We win it. The past 2 years we have won the transfer portal. Like holy
Yeah,
crap.
like Huggins, they said Huggins can't keep up with the times. Oh, he's keeping up, and keeping up a lot.
Oh
Like
yeah.
he's like shutting everybody up that, like, oh, you won't be able to win on the transfer portal, and he's won. I think won time after time after time. I mean, we didn't get the guy from Pitt. He went to Oklahoma, and then the other guy from Iowa State ended up going to Missouri. But at the same time, we kind of had our back against the wall with those ones because of the fact that
We got
we
Jesse and
technically we technically didn't have a scholarship to offer that guy
yeah.
because we didn't have one. So he was because he was literally gonna be like the only thing we could talk about would be, all right, well, if you want to come to us, come to us. Maybe you're gonna be able to walk on, make with some NIL money, but we could definitely use you on our team. If you commit, we'll make room for you.
Yeah.
But
You know what?
but
That's
I will
okay.
say, football, uh, the thing about football is just we haven't had like the big splash name, and that's why I think like our fan base is probably like, yo, like what is going on? Like, you don't have like we don't have that like flashy name coming from a different school. It's a lot of the guys have been coming from like the mid majors, like the two guys from Kent State, the one guy coming up from Buffalo, the kicker from Georgia State. Like, so they're not the quote unquote sexier names coming to us, but they got to be able to do what they got to do. And I look at it as, you know, those guys have an opportunity where if they were at their previous schools, yes, they'd be like the top number one option or like maybe second or third. But if you come to us and you show that you're going to be able to play and bring something to the table, like you're gonna be beloved coming to a school like us.
Yeah,
And if you can win here for Morgantown and the fans of West Virginia, then it's gonna mean 10 times more as if you were, oh, I won, but I was like second or third string for like Penn State.
I agree. If you win in Morgantown, no matter what, you
You're
win.
immortal.
You're
You're
immortal.
practically
Like,
immortal down there.
if the team wins against Pitt, every single person on that team will be immortalized
Yeah.
in the rights in Morgantown. Well, every player will be there, and it's going to be crazy. Um,
Yes. Which we
let's
will
get
be there for this year.
yes, sir. Let's talk about the NFL draft with the West Virginia players real quick before we
Mm-hmm.
dive into the actual sports talk and the draft talk. Um, First off, congratulations, Dante Stills, being selected in the 6th round to the Cardinals. It is also horrible that he's the only West Virginia player to be selected.
Yeah. Super tough. Super tough. But I just Dante, he's the one of the only guys that a lot of people always talk about that always jumped off your TV screen. So
Mm-hmm.
he got picked. What, 6th round by the Cardinals?
Yep. Did you know his brother is no longer Darius is done playing football?
Really?
Yeah, apparently, how he was not did not get drafted, but he signed with the Chiefs afterwards or whoever after.
Yeah.
Apparently signed with them, signed with another team, and a lot of injuries. So he medically
Yeah.
had to retire from the sport of football. So sad day for him, but hey, you know what? He still made some decent money playing on a practice squad or being whatever in the NFL. So good for you. Um,
Maybe he comes to be a GA for our as an alum.
hey,
We could get that you already have some solid coaches on there right now. Who wouldn't love to have Darius Stills as a GA for the defensive line? I
I
mean,
I would love that.
that would be incredible.
And then you had not too long after the draft, Sam James signed with the Rams. So
Hmm.
good for him. I honestly think that's a good spot for him. Only reason I say that is because the Rams don't have many options besides Cooper Cup and that
And
one
Cooper
white
Cup's
dude.
coming off an injury.
Yeah, and that other white dude they have. And
You
that's
mean the
it.
tight end,
No, I thought they had another.
Higby?
Is that Hig? Is the? I thought they had another white wide receiver too. I could be wrong, but
Yeah,
um,
I mean, maybe I just too. I just can't remember him.
so that happened. I think he has a shot to make that team. The one guy I think that should have a shot, and if he does not make the Giants roster, will make another team's roster, is Bryce Ford Wheaton.
Yeah. He
That was
Go ahead.
sad that he was not drafted. He should have been like when the Patriots selected those 2 wide receivers, I was pissed. I'm like, you took a guy that his freshman year did really well and then like fell off the face of the planet. And then you took a guy that's Kevin's height.
Damn. It's
Like
terrible.
you had a dude that is a ball hawk that yes, he has to work on a couple of things, but he's there and can win the game, like win the ball, like pick him, and no one did. So
Shocking.
I really hope that Bryce is able to show what he can do and sticks with the Giants, because same situation. The Giants don't have a ton of receivers.
All
They
right.
do have
If
who's
I'm
the
looking right now, so I just pulled up the projected
mhm.
Giants depth chart.
Okay.
So if we're looking at wide receivers right now, so your left side would be you have Isaiah Hodgins, you have Darius Slayton on the other side, and then Paris Campbell, who they just recently picked up. Then the second string you would have is their second round pick, Jalen Hyatt from Tennessee, Sterling Shepard, and then Wandale Robinson, who was really good for them last year.
Mhm.
They also on the third string, it's a bunch of nobodies, but you have Jameson Crowder who signed with the Giants,
He
and
signed with
then
it. Wow, he's
yeah,
ugh.
then you also have fourth string where you have David Sills, West Virginia alum, and then the fifth string is where you have Bryce Ford Wheaton. So if you think the Giants probably keep, 6 to 8 wide receivers, maybe, depending. And then, maybe the practice squad. But I definitely think it's just gonna be tough. If he could prove that he can be a resource more than, some of these veteran guys. And from what I understand, one of Bryce Ford Wheaton's favorite things to do is play special teams.
Yeah. So
Maybe you
that
can make it as a special teams guy.
dude, if he, I hate the Giants. We all know
Ah,
this. But if he made, I love Bryce Ford Wheaton. I thought when he played West Virginia, he was phenomenal. He was one of the best
yeah,
players we've ever seen to play in the wide receiver spot since Tavon and Stedman. And I'll throw Kevin White in there because Kevin White at West Virginia was phenomenal.
absolute beast.
I would get myself a Bryce Ford Wheaton jersey just to have it because I think that'd be cool. I
I
would
want
also,
his trading card so I can put it with the rest of my collection.
well, they have West Virginia ones of him, so you can get that. But yeah,
Hopefully, I gotta make sure I gotta get it signed, like it's an autograph or
you
something.
gotta get the autograph one. I think I saw
Yeah.
some on eBay. But all right,
Don't tell me that because then I'm gonna like search for it. No,
well, I will send you a link then.
great.
All right. So, Kevin, out of the thought, that you were going to actually wear something basketball related, I was expecting a New York Knicks jersey, something. Tonight, you are going complete opposite and throwing us a curveball. So,
I
what
did
you
it
got?
last year too because it came up on my memories where
Oh
you and Andrew
gosh.
both had Celtics gear, and I wore a Steelers jersey also
Oh
because
geez.
probably because the draft was at the same time. So yeah, tonight's jersey that fits nice and snug over me. It is Mr. number 39 from Old Bridge, New Jersey, Minka Fitzpatrick. Um, Honestly, one of the best trades we've done has been getting him a couple of years back. He's just a phenomenal player. Jersey guy, gotta support. And yeah, I figured we would talk about NFL draft today. So we'll rock this jersey. And yeah, Merritt talked about me wearing Knicks gear. I have worn most of my Knicks jerseys. So unless something bad happens, if the Knicks win next week, I will try and find another one because I've worn my Spreewell jersey because I've literally looked back at the past videos. I've worn Spreewell, I've worn Deuce McBride, who I got. I
Mhm.
wore Emmanuel Quickly. I've worn my Allen Houston jersey, and those are my main ones. So I have to double check to see what other Knicks jerseys I have in the coop. But yeah, that's what I got. And Merritt, obviously, for some fact the Celtics are playing tonight, you're wearing the jersey that you bought with me, which I'm honored.
I had to rock the championship, the city edition jersey of Jason Tatum.
Sad they didn't have that when we went to Boston.
I'm just sad they had nothing.
That was there. That's I will say, if we're talking about like going into stores, Boston is probably the Celtics one was lackluster, and that broke my heart.
Well, let's put it this way: if you're going to a Celtics game, go to the store outside the stadium,
Underground,
next to the train station, because they had a shitload of stuff. Like I got my dope ass Mitchell Ness jacket down there.
That jacket, very great buy. I'm very glad I convinced you to buy.
I'm glad you did too. Except when I came home and I saw that it was on sale on Fanatics, and I went, really?
But okay, hold on. So listen to me. So you went to the arena, you bought it at the arena. It is a
That's true.
It is you bought merch.
That's true.
If you were to buy that at home, that would just be another jacket that you just added to your collection. So you bought merch that day when we went to the Celtics game against the Knicks. But yeah, so that's my thought process. That's my thought process when I go to these things, is that I'm not buying just another jersey. This is merch. It's a memorable thing to memorize the moment of our time together.
I like it. I like that way of thinking, sir.
Yes. If Ashley gives you issues, just be like, Kevin said I bought merch. So this is merch. This is different. Now that over there, I bought as a jacket.
When she saw how much it was, and she goes, really? I go, who gives a fuck? It's my money.
There you go.
That's fine. It's good. We're all good. So there's that. Well, let's just dive into this. We've been talking about sports and stuff for a while. We've been going off for 45 minutes. Holy crap. And we have a lot more to talk about.
It's going to be a Cyrus type episode.
The past 20 episodes have been like a Cyrus type episode with how long they've been.
Not last week's.
Last week was
like
quick.
a good
last week was good, which is shocking because Chris was on.
True. And we didn't go off the rails.
Not too bad. All right, so let's talk about sports. Like we always do. But that's the title of the title of the segment is called We Go and Talk About All Sports.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start off with the NBA. Just because that is our bread and butter. That's what you and I know more than any other sport. And that's what we love the most.
That is the truth.
NBA playoffs. We are into the quarterfinals. But I want to talk about one game before the quarterfinals started, was the Game 7 Dubs Kings game. I don't even they were so I watched up until halftime and the Kings were winning by 2.
Breaks my heart, man. I really wanted to light the beam.
And then they lost by 20.
Do you want to know what vibes I get when thinking about that? I literally relive early 2000s Lakers versus Kings. That was literally Lakers versus Kings all over again. If I'm a Sacramento fan and I remember that moment, they probably had flashbacks because that's exactly what the feeling was.
I feel like they were all just sad and crying. But
yeah, I know one of my sister's friends actually went to one of the playoff games.
Yeah.
And he was he wrote a big post about man, I'm so sad right now. I really wish they could have made it on, but I'm just so happy that I got to see them in the playoffs after so many years of being mediocre and being such a poor franchise, which is that's the kind of silver lining I try to take away from that game is man, we were not thinking of the Kings to be like that at all this year.
No,
talk about absolute surprise. I remember we were talking about in the beginning of the season, oh, the Kings are third place in the West. That'll probably,
and they stayed there.
They didn't even miss a beat. Kudos to Domantas Sabonis. He was originally just supposed to be a throw-in because the main thing was getting Tyrese Halliburton to Indiana. And it ended up working out that Sabonis was huge.
And he's been a better fit for the Kings than Halliburton's been for the Pacers.
It's funny because they tend to. I don't think I've seen a trade where both teams actually won. Halliburton, All Star, doing great, but Sabonis with Fox, man, what a duo!
I can't
Well
wait to see what
deserved. Two guys on the All Star team this year too.
I can't wait to see what they do next year. I think the only reason they lost is because they're a young team. They had
Yeah,
one person of real playoff experience in Harrison Barnes. And he's got his ring with the Warriors, but um so what happens? This is basketball. This is the fun part about it. And then last night, the Lakers just go out and trounce the Warriors. AD put up 30 and 20. The first Laker player to do that since Shaq.
yeah. Honestly, I was watching the game. I think I fell asleep towards the end because it was late.
I didn't watch
But
any of it.
I had a feeling they were going to win that game just because I remember AD, he started 9 for 10, just making everything, making all his shots. And I'm like, this is different.
Hmm.
Now, I remember I kept like watching and seeing like the Warriors would be up by like 5, and then the Lakers come back to be up by 4, and then Warriors are up by 2, Lakers up by 5, Warriors up by 7, Lakers up by 10. It's just this series, that Lakers series versus the Warriors, man, it's gonna be. You gave me a thumbs up. That's actually really
I don't
funny.
know why it did that, but watch this play.
Uh-oh. What do you got? So right now we got, oh, what in God's name happened
Watch.
there?
He gets close to him, just barely. Oh my god.
He sneezed on him and then he freaking fell.
Oh my god. I'm
He won an
sorry,
Academy Award.
but that is not a foul.
He won an Oscar for that
Oh
move right
my
there.
god.
He
If you
could be a
want to talk,
WWE wrestler. He
he
took a bump, took a
he
wrestling bump.
he is, besides like Marcus Smart and a few other players, one of the biggest floppers in the NBA. That is one thing I hate about Joel Embiid. He flops like no other,
Took a
and then
wrestling bump
complains
there.
and
That was
tries to yell and fight someone. Like last year when he tried to fight Marcus Smart was like, "Yeah, I ain't having any of this.
oh my
He's just going to
god.
beat the crap out of you anyway."
Yeah, but I gotta say I'm excited for that Warriors Lakers matchup. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I that's hands down going at least 6 games. I
I'm
can't.
gonna go. It goes 7. It's going all 7. I think.
Oh man, they go all 7. God, in my heart, I just have this feeling that the Lakers would pull that out if it goes 7. If I'm the Warriors, I'm trying to win this as
You
quick as possible.
The Warriors need to just bang out 4 straight wins, or they are doomed.
They're gonna be in trouble if they get Lakers in 7, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's what's scary is it's leading up to what you and we've talked about a few weeks ago.
Oh my god, don't even get me started. I don't even want to like think
It's
about that
crazy.
because
It is
I
crazy
would
to think that.
I've never thought I would have fathomed it this year. I've always wanted it, but I didn't think I would fathom it and have it happen this year for something. And I'm not gonna talk
Nope,
about it until
can't
it
say
gets
it.
close. I'll be honest. If something like that happens, like what are we not gonna? We're probably not gonna be able to record for a week because
I won't be able to
it just
record.
be too
Also,
stressful.
I did. So I was, let's purposes. Last week I was in Boston on Tuesday, right?
Look at
The
that.
Celtics played at home. If I had not left to come back down here, I would have been at the game. You know how much the tickets
Oh yeah.
were? $105 against the Hawks. Nosebleed, I don't care.
105 bucks. But that's solid for a playoff game.
For game 1, 2 nights ago, $115.
Why is it so cheap?
If, and this is an if because we never know how these series will go. They should go all 7, they should go all 4, whatever it is. If these Celtics make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, and tickets are anywhere from 150 $200, I will be going. If the Celtics make it to the NBA Finals, I will not be going because those tickets would be like 500 $600. But if I can find a cheap one, you can bet your ass my ass will be in that arena.
See, if I can't even say that for the Knicks because
You never
I'd
know.
have if the Knicks make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, I would have to sell my parents' house to just be like on the just to be on the outside of the building because I wouldn't be able to afford how much MSG pricing would be. I bet you nosebleeds for MSG would probably be at least like 350.
Probably. Um, Also at the Red Sox game, I just went on Instagram real quick. The Olivia Pichardo, the first woman to play NCAA Division One baseball throughout the first pitch at Fenway Park tonight.
Well, shout out to
Good for
her.
her. Like, let's go, girl. Like, that's awesome.
Look at you
Not the
crushing
best
it.
first pitch. I'm putting on my story so y'all can go watch it. Not the greatest first pitch out there, but still, that is okay.
Yeah.
But now let's talk about, you mentioned your Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
They had tied up the series 1-1.
Much needed tie.
You know what? They barely won. I saw the final score. I didn't watch any of the game, so I can't say anything about the game. I didn't watch any of it. But they barely beat a team without Jimmy Butler.
You know, I will give Miami credit that Gabe Vincent guy. I don't even know where the hell that guy came from,
He was Gabe
but
Vincent, I'm pretty
he's
sure was undrafted.
yeah, he's another one of those Spolstra guys that just plays the system well. Um, I think this is going to be a very very tough series. If you saw the stat line, like you and pretty much they gave it their. You got a hell of a game from RJ Barrett. Julius came back strong. Josh Hart was an assist away from a triple double. You know, Jalen Brunson 30 points. But to just stray away from the series for a second, I just want to say I love how all of the Knicks like former players are just rallying around this team
I do love
and
that.
absolutely loving going to the game. Like yesterday, you had Carmelo Anthony and Amari Stoudemire at the game. John Starks was at the game. Game one, you had Patrick Ewing there and Latrell
Yep.
Sprewell. Like all of the
Was it
star.
Allen Houston there? I thought I
Well,
saw I
Allen
thought he
Houston
was
is
there.
he's there every game. He works for the Knicks. He's part
Oh,
of
okay.
the
Okay.
player personnel department. So like you have Allen Houston there, like everyone just coming back to support the Knicks. I love it so much. Marcus Camby was there game one. Like all the guys that like I grew up watching are there to support this team and they love this team. And I hope that they continue to keep coming, supporting these Knicks. And shout out, like I think who else was Bernard King was there.
Mm-hmm.
Like every person was there. Walt Clyde Frazier, he works for MSG, so he's always there. So I just want them to make sure they keep coming to support these Knicks, to help bring that competitive advantage when they're at home. This is a tough series against Miami, but again, 7 games, anything can happen. We need to make sure we at least get one out of Miami if we're trying to really win this series. If we fall down 3-1, I don't think we have enough in the tank to
No,
come back from that.
I don't think so either. You have to take the next one of
Split
the
it. We
next
have to
two.
split. We have to split it.
And like I feel like if you split, like say you win, you lose game three. Let's just say you lose game three. Usually that's what happens is you go home, the home team typically wins that game,
Mm-hmm.
right? You win game four. You come home. If you do not win game five at home, that series is over.
Now,
I say
very
that
true. Go ahead.
I only say that because the crowd in Miami this year around this team has been ridiculous. But it is also Miami where if there's a party going on, that none of them are going to be there. So that's why I think if the Knicks need to win game five at home. Because I think also the fact that Jimmy Butler is one of those players that if he knows he's gonna win, he's stepping on your throat. We've seen it time and
Yes.
time and time again with him. He will
But
step on that throat.
also, I don't know if you remember when the last time the Knicks were in Miami, it was pretty much MSG South. So
That's
if the
true.
Knicks fans take over Miami like they did during the regular season, Because there was a game I watched where literally I thought I was at Madison Square Garden. And if the Knicks take that home advantage away, it's over for the Heat.
Yeah,
So
I can agree to
I'm
that.
I am going to keep, staying positive. My Knicks are in the playoffs. I'm enjoying it. I'm savoring it. I need to go find me a Jalen Brunson jersey to wear. Um, it's sold out everywhere, which is bullshit. So, but yeah, that's my thoughts on the Knicks series. What else you got?
Well, let's dive over to the other series in the West.
I'm
Uh,
I've said that so many times on the podcasts, on episodes when we're together. The Nuggets have to win this series, or else they got to blow it all up. And right
dude,
now, it looks like it could happen.
Kevin, you can order your team. You can order a Jalen Brunson jersey for $120 on the team shop on the NBA store.com.
All in the NBA store. All right,
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
I'll see if there's any coupons via Fanatics that I can use.
Oh, this gotta be.
There's always like press this button here and save 5%. They always have some crazy promotion.
Yeah, there's always some type of promotion going on. Oh wait, Fanatics. Let's just see. I'll click on it.
Yeah.
You can
What's
get.
got to be like a Nike jersey. Can't be no damn Fanatics jersey because
It's a
those jerseys are trash.
it's Fanatics jersey.
All right, thumbs
That's it.
down. I'll wait till next year if I have to.
Just go to the NBA store's website. That's all you gotta do.
Or if I just go to MSG, then I can do it that way. If I need to get it.
There you go. You can do that. But I'm more surprised that they are up to 2-0 already. And Chris
Or are
Paul is
you?
out.
Yeah, I saw that. Talk about bad luck.
Talk about you are fucked now. Like, I'm sorry. You just lost your best point guard in a long time. And I'm no offense, but Devin Booker ain't no point guard. And Payne is not he's an okay backup. Who's gonna step in? Nobody at this point. Like,
It's rough. It is rough for them. But yeah, I'm excited for Denver. I'm a big fan of them. Big fan of Jamal Murray. Um, I love the Joker watching him play. If the Phoenix Suns get swept, which I don't think will happen, but if they did, damn, that's all I
dude,
gotta say.
that's crazy. They played Monday night, right? They don't play again until Sunday.
That's a nice break. Damn.
Like, damn. Like, I take that. Like, shit. Like,
Yeah.
let's just see the Boston Celtics. This is game 2 here. Let's see when they're going to play again. Their next game will be Sunday or May. It would be Friday and Sunday. What the fuck? What? How the heck are the Nuggets and the Suns getting such a break? Oh, you know why? No, I know why. Because the series with the Kings, with the
Warriors.
Warriors Kings went to 7, so it pushed the start of the Lakers Warriors series out, and they have it like time slotted to finish up around the same time, so no one has too big of an advantage to rest.
Yes.
That makes sense, but damn, that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. But so let's see what happens. I don't think the Nuggets will sweep them. I think the Suns will at least pull off one victory in Phoenix.
Yeah.
That crowd, I've been there. It does get crazy. So we shall see. But let's talk about the game that's going on right now and about the team that matters. Just kidding. Your team matters too, Kevin. I promise.
Shout out to what's the score right now? I can't see it.
40-32 Celtics with 8 minutes left in the second quarter.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
Celtics are winning.
Okay.
I would hope your Celtics win because I would hate to have to see the Sixers. If any Philly sports team getting any more like celebrating, I just can't do it.
I can't. Not this year. Like, literally can just lose, and maybe next year. Next year can be your
Yes,
time. Unless the
exactly.
Eagles win the Super Bowl, then I don't want anyone else in Philly to win.
Oh no, absolutely not. Don't even talk about football like right now. I'm over
We
them.
have to talk about football
Oh yeah, that's
because
coming up. That's
that's
coming up,
next.
isn't it?
So, like we both said, Celtics need to win. Celtics win this game tonight. Big, that'll be big. Tie the series up 1-1. Then they go back to Phil. Then they go to Philly. They'll play Friday night, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday if needed. I believe is that's when it ends. Would be next Saturday at the latest. Um, I think this goes 6. I do. I don't think this is a. I don't think it's 7. Um, it'll be pretty damn close, but it is going to be a hard fought series for both teams. I think it is going to actually. I think the Celtics losing game 1, though, as a Celtics fan, it sucks to lose that game.
Mm-hmm.
It was good because it's eye opening and being like, what are you doing? They couldn't rotate on the 3. They were playing horrible defense at times. They at one point had like 4 times, like three times the amount of turnovers the 76ers had. Like just bad basketball. So I'm happy that they're playing tonight. They should hopefully have a good game, and we'll see. But it's still early. It's still only the first half. So see what happens in the second half. And maybe if I stay awake to watch it. But let's talk about the past weekend. The NFL draft. We talked about it last week with Chris. We're talking about our teams, what our hopes were for our teams. I don't think any of us got it right on what we wanted. You did, Kevin, technically. And Chris did. Both of you
Yeah,
guys got your picks that you wanted.
yeah.
So that's fantastic. But let's touch
Shout out
base
to us.
about this.
Shout out to us guessing the right thing too.
I'm just shocked Joey Porter Jr. went in the second round, the first pick in the second round.
Yeah, me
That's
too.
sad. But I do love the video of him and his Joey Porter and Joey Porter Jr. talking at the draft, and his dad being like, now you show them how pissed off you are. Now you
Oh
show
yeah.
them when you get out there, you do it. And it's like, all right, let's go. I like it.
Oh yeah.
And then of course the Eagles are now known as the Philadelphia Dogs.
Crazy.
How the
I
they
know.
get Jalen Carter and
Yep.
Nolan Smith?
It's nuts. I don't know. But shout out to the Bulldogs. They put it in players left and right like they're Bama.
That's true. What are your overall thoughts about the draft? Like the whole weekend, everything.
So many trades. 43,
Yeah,
as you wrote.
that's the most ever.
Yeah. I'm
And
happy
most
with what
quarterbacks ever taken.
really. I did not know that.
I think 11 or 12 quarterbacks were taken.
Um I it was lots of suspense. Like that's why I think I talked about it on our draft episode. There's really no planning for it
Mhm.
because you have no idea who's gonna trade up who's gonna take what. It's out of control. But for me personally, watching my Steelers, I love the pick that they did with that offensive lineman, Broderick Jones.
You're welcome.
Um, yep, shout out to you guys for that one. Joey Porter Jr., I wanted from the jump, and I was a little concerned, but then when I realized, oh my God, we have the first pick in the second round. He's just gonna fall into our laps. It's like almost we kind of knew that was gonna happen. Uh, but the one person that there's two people I'm excited for. Uh, Linebacker Nick Herbig. Um, it's he's from Wisconsin.
Mhm.
His brother Nate recently just signed with the Steelers, coming
Ooh.
from the Jets. Both from Hawaii, and he was there when his brother got the call that he's gonna be a Steeler, and they're freaking hype. So that's gonna be really cool. Hopefully, he turns out to be solid linebacker for us. But the one I really like Darnell Washington, the tight end. He was
That
one of the
one, he was what, second or third round?
yeah.
That, yeah,
I think he's gonna be
he's gonna be
if he can
special.
just he can be really something special. I don't want to jinx it, but you have Fryermuth on one end, you put this guy on the other end. He's a big dude. He can block. I mean,
They
and
call him an
imagine
extra offensive lineman because of how big he is.
like I can you imagine this huge offensive lineman catching some passes and he's out for like a route?
And run
Who's
the way
gonna
he runs.
who's gonna try and take this guy down? So yeah, shout out to the Steelers. I think everybody on this draft class could do something for our team currently. So I'll give my Steelers a good grade. Passing
Good.
grade.
Oh,
What about
passing grade.
you?
Well, I thought the draft, like you said, it is you never know what's gonna happen, except really the first pick. Yeah, that's
That's
really
right, yeah.
the only thing that you know. I was more shocked that Anthony Richardson went as high as he did. I honestly thought Will Levis was gonna go early. Um, but he fell into the second round. Titans got a steal.
Yeah.
I 100% think they got the steal of the draft with being able to take Will Levis. You get a little bit better of a quarterback there. Overall, I love the Patriots' first round pick. I really did want them to get a wide receiver. I thought the wide receivers were good in this draft. I think we missed on that. But you just got a stud at cornerback who's 6'2". He's tall. He's lanky. And he's from one of my other favorite college football programs, the Oregon Ducks. So
Oh yeah, Gonzalez. That's right.
I'll take that. Did you see what he did when he got drafted and afterwards? He opened up his jacket.
The Colombian flag, is that what it
Yeah.
was?
Yeah. That was cool. So I do like that. He was a top 10 pick going into this draft. So he dropped to 17 where we were. I also just love the fact that we traded with the Steelers to give the middle finger to the Jets so that they couldn't get the offensive lineman that they wanted. I thought that was great. And then let's just kind of walk through the one. So there's going to be two guys I really like and that I think will be good for us. I really doing more reading about this guy is Keon White,
Mm,
the linebacker from Georgia Tech.
okay.
This dude, I read his, after he got drafted, they interview you and all that. I read what he said. He goes, I'm not a big frills. I'm not a big flashy human being. He goes, that's why I like the Patriots. That's why I think the Patriots are perfect for me. Patriots don't do that stuff. It's not flashy. It's not grandiose. It is, here's what it is. Go get it. Be done. And
Yeah.
they showed his video when he got drafted by the Patriots. He's literally like this. No smile, no nothing. That all right. I'll take it. I think he's going to be a good backup his rookie year, but they say he is a hard hitting DN linebacker, kind of like a Dietrich Wise kind of type player. So I'm intrigued to see what he'll do. I think they picked him up just in case Judon doesn't come back after next year, because I think his contract's up after next season, after the 2024 season. So you just kind of shore up that defense. And then I know this is going to sound really weird that I'm going to say I like this pick, but I really did like the pick of the punter.
Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with the punter.
Mainly because we had no punter. Actually, no, we did. We signed one punter in the offseason, so we'll see if he sticks out or if this guy sticks. But the guy from Michigan State, he wears glasses. He looks like a buffoon. He's hysterical. He went to Michigan State as a walk-on got cut and was a video guy for them for a year or two, fought back to get his spot and became the best puncher in the Big 12 and was up for the puncher of the year in college
Oh, there's
football.
the Ray Guy Award,
Yeah,
right?
thank you. And he averaged like 48 yards a punt, and they were showing some of his punts. He's pinning guys within in the 5 yard line.
It's legit.
So if you have that come in, that's fantastic. Overall, I say we did okay. I think like a lot of the draft places are giving the Patriots a B plus, and I'm like, I'm giving a B minus, C plus, mainly because they didn't hit on all the things that they needed to hit on. You got a cornerback, great, I love that. But then you went and took two wide receivers later. One that's okay, one that I can see you're going to use as maybe a punt returner, special teams, or. But you also then in the 7th round picked the only HBCU kid, which Sanders gave us a huge
Is
hype
a
for,
cornerback from
from
Jackson
Jackson
State,
State.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, but like you took one, two, but you took three cornerbacks. You took three offensive line kind of guys. Like it's just, I think we missed on this, and that's what kind of sucks is that the past two drafts we've missed. So we'll see what they do. I think the offseason, they're still not done with what's going to happen in the next steps, but that's to be seen. Overall, B minus for the Patriots. But who do you think out of the whole draft, player, team, who do you think won and who do you think lost this draft?
Hmm.
And we
I
can't say
mean,
our teams because
the
we've already talked about them.
Eagles, I felt like won just landing those two guys from Georgia. The Eagles defense is already as stingy as can be. They just got even better with Jalen Carter, especially with all the talk about with Carter and all of his like off the field stuff. If he gets his shit together, like they're gonna wind up with a hell of a player. Um
And also,
Loser,
don't forget they got DeAndre Swift.
yes, from Detroit.
They
Like,
traded to get Swift.
and that's another one that like I was gonna say like I don't know, do I want to call them losers for it? But
Oh, the Lions for taking a guy that should have been drafted in the 3rd round.
yeah, I mean,
That was, I didn't understand that pick of Jahmyr Gibbs. I agree
yeah,
with
like
you.
I know he's a great running back and all, but they have so much more they gotta fix. Crazy. But yeah, those are the ones that stand out in my mind. I'm like kind of like looking at grades to see what were like worse than that. But let me see. So I'm just kind of going through this. Not too bad. There B. It's Cowboys got a C plus according to CBS Sports.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
Yeah,
Did you
just
see uh Micah Parsons during the draft when the Eagles selected Jalen Carter?
what did he
He
do?
got up and said, "I'm done. I'm out of here." I'm like,
What's
oh god.
Wow, you know what's funny? As much as I maybe said about the Lions, according to CBS Sports, A minus.
They didn't. I think after the Jahmyr Gibbs pick, they did actually solid afterwards. They did
Oh yeah, look
like
at check this out. So Jahmyr Gibbs, the grade they gave him a D.
right.
After that, linebacker Jack Campbell A plus, Sam Laporta A, Brian Branch from Alabama safety A. They got Hendon
And
Hooker
Hooker.
B minus. Rough D plus for Broderick Martin, defensive tackle. And then C, and then they ended with an A and Antoine Green for North Carolina in the 7th round.
Dude, they though they didn't their first round pick was horrible. I think they did a phenomenal job afterwards. I'm gonna go with certain. I've got a couple. So I
Okay.
honestly think the Seattle Seahawks crushed this draft. They got
Okay.
better at the cornerback position with Witherspoon, and then they also had their own pick because that Witherspoon pick was a trade, was part of the Broncos trade.
Hmm.
Then they got Jackson Smith Najabe. You're
Oh
going to put
yeah.
him with Metcalf and Lockett and your running backs. Okay, Gino's going to have just dump it. He's going back to West Virginia days with this kid.
He's gonna have a field day.
Oh yeah. So I think they did well there. I don't really know much of these other guys. I know that they mentioned that, Penny McIntosh, who's their last round pick, the 7th round pick, is a decent running back. So that should be good. I'm definitely gonna have to agree. The Eagles probably won the overall draft itself. Um, let's see. The Vikings did really well, especially taking Jordan Addison, him and Justin Jefferson on the outside is going to be crazy to see every week. The team that I think that missed big time, and it's because of their own doing, I honestly have to say it's the 49ers. I don't
According
think
to
they
CBS Sports, B minus.
I
But looking at their grades, ooh.
like they took a punter in the 3rd round. Okay. They took the only reason, and that was their first original pick in the draft, was that 3rd round pick.
They took it, yeah, Jake Moody at pick 99.
But they also took a guy, Zaire Brown from Penn State, who was a cornerback or safety rather, and they traded to
Mm-hmm.
get up to that position.
Mm.
But there's nothing here that sits there and says, "Oh, this is a fantastic draft. This is great." So I'll give them that. I do think that the Jets whiffed on this draft too. So when I was watching everything about the Will McDonald pick that they had at 15, basically they just said that was the best available guy, and they were kind of just tossed up in the air because of the trade between the Patriots and the Steelers. It really messed with what their thought process was going on. So I think that's big. And then I the other team, or the player I think that is going to be that crushed it, that I'm so happy for, is Robinson. BJ Robinson. I think he's going to be phenomenal for the
He went to
Falcons.
the Falcons, right?
Yeah. That boy, he is going to eat down that division. He is going to be a stud. That's what my thoughts are. I love BJ Robinson. I thought he's been phenomenal. They gave this pick a 96. So yeah.
Do you want to know what's hilarious? So
What?
like you said, Bijan Robinson, they gave it a 96 out of 100.
Mm-hmm.
CBS Sports gave the pick of Bijan Robinson a D.
Wow.
Yeah, and their draft is at a C.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, super, and that's where it's super interesting. It's all perception and everything. Because wow, but
It is.
I didn't think the Falcons were like that bad. But yeah,
They
right
didn't
after
really they didn't
Cleveland
take
Browns
anyone
C plus.
that was like
Yeah,
significant for what they needed. But
yeah, makes sense.
I think the one player that that is going to be a little bit more of a tougher sell for a lot of guys, and you look at it all. I think is going to be the pick of the Cowboys, Mazzie Smith. So he
Mm,
is a good player. If you're getting drafted, you're a great player. It does not matter.
yeah,
But they're saying the downside to him is short arms. He's very big, and it doesn't have the best side to side movement. Though they showed pictures of him or videos of him jumping and doing all this crazy stuff. That's fantastic. But like that is the thought is like he was not someone they expected to be in that position. They expected him second round. So we'll see. Like, some of these guys could be fantastic, and some of these guys could totally suck.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? You're the one of the lower grades from CBS Sports is unfortunately your Patriots.
Well, CBS Sports can
Yeah,
suck it.
it's crazy. That's how crazy how like perceptions could just be like so like different. And my God, you guys have so many picks. Like one, two,
We had
three,
11
four,
picks.
five. Yeah, like good God.
Well,
Just draft everybody at this rate.
so we do need to read Andrew's draft analysis for his Bills because
Yes,
he's not here
yes.
tonight with us. So he did say he wrote the Hills, not the Bills, in his text message. So that's kind of funny. But the Bills did well, I think. Dalton will help keep us run 12 sets better, which is where we've been especially weak, and he's been compared to some of the greats. So I think it should help Josh out a bit. We also grabbed a wide receiver from Florida that looks pretty dirty, not gonna lie. So I'm excited about that. Solid OL moves and a CB or cornerback, if you don't know what that is. That could def be good and probably won't get a ton of playing time, but we'll see.
Yeah.
They also made some trades since the draft grabbed the RB, which I was cool with too. 8.2 out of 10.
All right.
Okay.
And CBS Sports said that the Buffalo Bills graded out overall as a team B plus.
Yeah,
That's
Dalton Kincaid is definitely a good pick.
they gave that pick a C, but the next two in the second, third round gave the Bills an A.
Oh, the
So
offensive guard.
yeah.
They did need guard help. Um, they replaced the kid who went who went to you guys, or the Bears, wherever,
Hmm.
with an inside linebacker. Justin Shorter, he's not that good. I was reading up on him. That's not a good pick. I'm gonna have to say that, Andrew. That's not a good pick. There's a lot better wide receivers to take over him. He wasn't that productive at Florida overall. Um, we already mentioned it. We're definitely disappointed in West Virginia not being able to show up the way we thought they would. Um, but let's talk about this. I like this part of the draft is the aftermath. So the undrafted free agents that get signed sometimes a minute after the draft, sometimes it's a couple days. But my Patriots went and signed the biggest contract in undrafted free agency history with the kid from Louisville, Malik Cunningham, the quarterback.
Hmm.
He got $30,000 guaranteed, and the contract's for $200,000 a year. That's pretty dang good for an undrafted free agent.
Yeah.
My thought is, and I could be totally off, because we have three quarterbacks already in the room, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have Jones, we have Zappy, and we have the kid that came from Carolina, or not Carolina, but the Cardinals, and played for the Ravens prior, Sorley.
Yes, yes, yes.
So we have those guys. I like that draft. I like that quarterback room. I think Malik Cunningham is going to come in, and they're going to convert him from a quarterback to a wide receiver. I think
Mm.
that's the goal, mainly because they say he's an athletic freak. We'll see. I'd like to see that happen. I'm cool with that if the Patriots do that. But that's what I've got. I think. Let's see. Yeah, record breaking undrafted money. Spent Oh my god, he spent 5 years at Louisville, threw for 9,660 yards, 70 touchdowns, while also being a dynamic runner who produced 3,179 yards rushing and 50 touchdowns. He tied the school record with Lamar Jackson for the touchdowns.
Mm.
Blah blah blah. No. this report's saying, is this a potential to grab him to be a Lamar Jackson backup or something? Like a not backup, but like replacement for the Patriots, because apparently they were in talks about trying to get Lamar. But last year the Patriots did the same thing. We took De'Aaron King from Miami. We signed him as a UDFA and released him in like a week. So we'll see. We'll see what they do. But they're still doing voluntary mini camps. Players are all there for every team now. So workouts have begun. Rookie mini camp should start next week. I think we have a couple West Virginia guys that have got to go to that. So we'll see what happens. But let's quickly talk about hockey. I really have nothing to say besides the Bruins suck.
And my Rangers lost to the Devils. Sad face.
Our teams suck.
But they were great. They were great. I will say, up until this round, the NHL playoffs were very exciting to watch. If you caught some of them, lots of series that went longer than expected.
Yep.
So kudos to the NHL for putting on some good sport product for us sports fans to watch. Sad my Rangers lost, but yeah, it is what it is.
I'm in the same boat, but that's all I've got. Kevin, did we miss anything tonight?
I don't think we did. I see we have trivia, so I'm gonna close this out so we can do trivia.
Oh boy, Kevin's excited.
Oh my god.
All right. So tonight's trivia, it is NBA basis.
Of course.
But which NBA player was awarded the first finals MVP despite playing for the losing team?
Oh, I want to say Wilt Chamberlain because he had lost to Bill Russell.
That is incorrect.
Damn it, that's really sad.
Do you have another guess? I'll give you one more guess.
Now, was I thinking like that same time frame, or
you were
like it?
Correct time frame.
Oh,
just so you know, before you answer, West Virginia baseball beat University of Pittsburgh 10-0.
Love that.
Let's go.
Let's go. Good times. Okay. Oh my god. There's a name that I have, but I'm gonna be kicking myself after. I don't have another guess.
You're definitely gonna kick yourself. He has a number retired. He's also no, it's usually on here. This.
Are you kidding? It's Jerry.
Jerry West lost to the Boston Celtics. Even though the Celtics won the series, Jerry West was named the finals MVP.
You know what's funny? So I wasn't thinking him. He was going to be like my second guess. I was thinking of a guy that used to play for the Hawks, and it was like something from that era.
Ooh. Interesting. Yeah, no.
He is a Hall of Famer. He's on the list and everything, but I thought it was somewhere there, like Lou Pettit or something weird like that.
Nope. The logo himself, dude.
Yes.
Well, that's all we got tonight, guys. So
yeah.
Kevin, you can get us out of here if you want.
It's time. Yes, people. Outro time. Hope everybody will it's a Wednesday recording instead of our normal Monday. Kevin needed to go take some yoga, so we got that yoga in. But yeah, outro time. If you guys are watching this on the YouTube, please continue to watch us on the YouTube and feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. The page is called the Manly Musings Podcast, so make sure you go ahead and do that. If you want to just listen to us, don't even want to see our faces. We are available. Blame you. It's crazy. We are available via Apple Podcasts, via Spotify, via Google Play, and via Amazon Play. You can follow us on our Instagram at the Manly Musings Pod. Follow Merritt at his Instagram at Merritt_P. Follow me at KQuava624. And yeah, I'm going to have a very busy weekend this weekend as I'm going to be officiating my second wedding. So shout out to my friends Jess and Derek for that. excited to do it for y'all. And yeah, let's have a great rest of the week. Cinco de Mayo is Friday. Enjoy that as well. Take
Cinco de
care.
Drinko.
Yes, and good night. Peace, y'all.